just less work for me. We crammed it in there, so it's like it I may have started slowly, but it kicks into gear. There was a lot to do by the end.
So I got to start with Daniel. So having played Benoit 3 times now, I really liked his arc because he seemed to me in the first movie to be a little bit more happy-go-lucky, but by the time we get to the third film, he's a little bit more world-weary, a little bit, has some pathos. Was that something that you and Ryan always consciously tried to do to give the series a bit of a grounded feel, considering that it is, at the end of the day, a really fun kind of romp?
You'd have to sort of ask Ryan about the kind of the sort of whether he felt he wrote into the scripts a progression. I mean, I wouldn't say I was. I think we've all grown a bit older and a bit, you make someone once said, it's like a documentary. We make documentaries, really. I mean, we make documentaries about who we are and put it on the screen. So it's very difficult for, I think you can't stop personality coming into it. And those movies are our personality, a lot of it up there. So maybe it's just where we are in life and we've just like, this is how we've, So, yes, I suppose, simplify it. Yes, there's a progression. But I think it's a lot to do with sort of being comfortable within the character and finding, each time we come back to this, we talk about. I speak to Ryan. I just say, we have to remain in the reality of this. It can't become a pastiche of itself. And that I think, we're both of us are sort of just so. Getting it right is the kind of the bottom line. So.
Well, Ryan, that does bring me to my question for you, that this is darker than the last movie. One of the things that I really liked about Glass Onion was I liked how it kind of riffed at times on The Last of Sheila, which is a murder mystery that I always really enjoyed. And I was wondering, did you have any specific movies in mind when you were making this one? I felt like almost like a little Val Lewton at times. I don't know if I'm way off or not.
No, Val Lewton, that's an absolutely perfect reference for the sort of thing that I was coming back to. Also, I would toss it even back further to the old Universal monster movies a bit, into Todd Fielding and James Whale, and But the reality is that the main influence on this movie was not other movies. It was actually literary. A big influence was Edgar Allan Poe, Arthur Conan Doyle, and John Dixon Carr, who we reference in the movie, who all wrote in much more of kind of like a gothic tone and were very atmospheric, and I don't know, it was more inspired by them than any specific film, the way that the second movie was.
Well, then going back to those kind of older detective tales, one of the things that's a different thing in this movie as opposed to the last one anyway, is that Benoit Blanc really only actually enters the movie about a third of the way, or even halfway into the movie. And Daniel, for you, making that kind of old school detective entrance, did that kind of change your experience at all when you were making the movie, as opposed to Glass Onion, where he's kind of almost like the protagonist, he's around from the first time? Whereas this one, I feel like the POV shifted a little bit towards Josh O'Connor's character, which gave me an interesting kind of take on Benoit Blanc, which I enjoyed.
Just less work for me. We crammed it in there, so it's like, I may have started slowly, but it kicks into gear. There was a lot to do by the end. Introducing Josh and introducing Father Judd and getting that story, solid, and was part of just the way the movie was constructed brilliantly by this man. So I think it works really well. So it's all good.
I think Blanc's got the biggest kind of personal arc of any of the movies in this one. Also, I think that you learn the most about kind of, and the fact that he actually changes by the end of it, which he doesn't really in the other movies. I think, and you see an internal process happen with them. So.
And that's through Judd. It's not so much about religion. It's about this good. This human being, a good human being in front of him. So I think it's
Well, thank you very much, guys. I love the movie. I love all three of them. So I thought this was great. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for clicking on our video, everybody. If you like what you saw here, please make sure you like the video and subscribe and share with your friends who like this sort of content. JoBlo was created by movie fans for movie fans, and we appreciate your support.